Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Armature Spiritual Divine. I'm here to give you a word on tonight. And the topic gonna be Eve's story. Remember Eve and Adam? Now her story, the mother of discontent. Oh, now discontent is defined as a feeling of not being satisfied or desire for something else. And we know that what Eve was. She had a feeling. She had a feeling. She had a desire for something else. And you know where she got that thought from? She got that thought from the serpent, the devil. So Eve spoke with the serpent, and now she's feeling if God holding back something good. So she also guessed herself. Can the serpent be right? So we ought to be guessing because sometimes the devil can get in your ear and talk that good stuff. He promised stuff to her, you know, and she start guessing her stuff. She start having that thought, and once you have that thought in your head, what the devil trying to give you and stuff, you're gonna start running on that thought. That's why you gotta hurry up and rebuke that and get out your head. So God give Adam a choice. Now he forbid him from Now God forbid him from eating off the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge. So this is a commandment for Adam. God formed the woman after this command was given. So Eve wasn't in the picture then when he told Adam, forbid Adam from eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge. So he was supposed to pass that on to Eve. So remember, they're living in paradise, and now we will see if they would eat that the tree of knowledge. So right now, they're living in paradise, just being nude, don't have no clothes on. They have everything they need. Their husband and wife, the only one on earth. So they're just living in paradise. Don't have to want for nothing. You know. So Eve had a talk with the serpent, and she started guessing if he is right. You know, and she also called him beautiful too and wise. I don't know about beautiful, but the devil is wise. He got kicked down from heaven, so he know the Bible from front to back. So he is wise. Now remember, the devil is wise. Now he know the Bible from front to back. So now Eve entertaining the thought. So now she done had a conversation with the serpent. So now she got that thought in her. That thought. She having that feeling, that discontent. So she got that feeling. She got that feeling. That's all it takes for the devil to put a thought in your mind. And see, that's all it takes. It's all it takes for the devil to put that thought in your mind. And you start having those feelings if why God don't want us to eat from that tree. From that tree. Maybe he hiding something from us. Maybe he's something that he don't want us to know about. So you just start guessing all kind of stuff. So God said, don't eat from that tree. He said it for a reason. That's the tree of knowledge. Now once you eat the tree of knowledge, the fruit off the tree of knowledge, then you got knowledge that you ain't got no clothes on. So God said things for a reason because He is the smart God. He is the creator. So she started guessing herself. But maybe God is holding something back from us. It's kind of strange that He don't want us to eat off this tree. So the devil done put something in her ear and got her having that feeling of discontent. So now Eve about to proceed action on that thought. Cause see, when you have that thought in your mind for a long time, you start proceeding action on it. So that's why a lot of time, I'm always wondering with stuff in my head, but a lot of time I try to get it out. I try to rebuke it out and just start thinking of something else. You got to hurry up and switch it because as you lean on that same thought like Eve did, she took action on it and she ran with it. So now she about to make a wrong choice will cause us to be in sin. you know. So now we have to experience pain and suffering. We weren't supposed to experience pain and suffering. We weren't supposed to, know about anything about sin. We were supposed to be walking around new, not experiencing no pain and death. We were supposed to just have baby, and not we supposed to be spit the baby out without any pain or anything. We weren't supposed to have death. Now that was heaven on earth, because you got heaven up there, and you had paradise on earth. So you had two heavens. You were supposed to live forever. You weren't supposed to suffer no pain or none of that. You wouldn't have to worry about no clothes and makeup or none of that stuff. Until she made that wrong choice, because she had the devil put a thought in her mind, and so she had discontent on a feeling. So Eve was blessed. They was blessed. They had the one for nothing. They was in paradise. They had the one for nothing. So Eve was blessed with every perfection by the loving Creator. Now she had a good relationship with the Creator, and she messed that up. She was living in paradise, and she needed no clothes, you know, to protect her, you know, or protect her life. She needed no clothes. So right now, if we were still in paradise, we wouldn't have to worry about trying to buy clothes, and trying to buy all this kind of stuff. We won't have to worry about buying anything. Just walk around, just living life perfect. So there was animals, had no fear of human, and peaceful. This shadow wealth of the Garden of Eden. Now see, back then it was peaceful. You didn't need to fuss or cut up or none of that. Everything was just so peaceful. It was just them two on earth and the animals. That's all. And God was gonna tell them to multiply, but then, they were gonna live on the Garden of Eve, peaceful, made family, everything. But they're gonna mess up, and we're gonna see what God gonna do. When they mess up. So it was peaceful. They had to worry about nothing. So now Eve had no need to hide. They had no need to hide, no need to fear, no need to control, no need to fight. That was a heavenly on earth. And Adam was her content companion, and lover. Still had a mate, husband and wife. The only two on earth. There was the only two started out on earth. You know, so God made Adam, and God said, he need a helpmate. So He made him a companion. So both of them can live on earth with the animals to live a peaceful life. So their attachment was complete. So that was complete. So even had no business having all the kind of feelings. She was complete. They had an uncomplicated life. There was one. Cause you remember God took piece of Adam on rib and made Eve. So there was pretty much one person once they got together. Everything was uncomplicated. So everything was perfect. So I understand how she let the devil just got in her ear and just mess up a perfect life that they had. But sometimes that's how the devil do. The devil already was mad. He got kicked out. So he always thought he was on top of more than God. So he did it on purpose to mess, and that's how the devil do. He don't like stuff that's uncomplicated. He likes to make it complicated. He like to separate. He like to mess up. Split things apart. That's the chaos. He likes to do all those kind of things. So now Eve have a wonderful life. She have a wonderful life. But now she wondering off, and she wondering off, and then she gonna meet with the serpent. She walking around the garden. She walking around the garden, and then she gonna meet the serpent. So remember, Eve had a thought, and now she decided she will have that fruit. Remember, he already put that thought in her head, and so she had to think about it. So now she thought about it. She started wandering around trying to find that servant, because she decided that she will have that fruit. So Eve accepted the servant, and and on simplification that God was holding out on her. Now she just all day long, she just had that thought in her head and thinking that God was holding something back for her. So she just kept on was determined, like, what God holding back? Why we cannot eat this fruit? So she she accepted the servant because she feel like God was holding out on her on something good. So she had a feeling that she ran on. So this will happen when you let the devil get in your ear. You know, the devil will put a thought in your mind, and some of us will run with that thought. So that was the wrong choice. Because God gives them a commandment: do not eat off that tree of knowledge. The devil had her thinking that God is holding something back from her. She thought it was something good. Because she just kept on wondering why we cannot eat the fruit, the tree of knowledge. That's all she kept on worrying about. But it was a command that she was not supposed to eat the fruit, but she wants to wander around in a garden and talk to the servant. And after the servant have her to eat the fruit, had both of them eat the fruit, then the servant was gone. See, his job was complete. He was gone. That's a Satan job. Once he gets you to do what he you to do, he go about his business. So Eve persuaded Adam. So now he chose to eat the forbidden fruit. So the servant and served a tiny well of discontent. Now I read earlier, it's a feeling that you will react on. Discontent is a feeling that you will react on. And that's what Eve had, and she put that on Adam, to persuade him to eat that fruit also. So that's why Jesus Christ, will have to step in on our behalf for sin. So that's why down the line, that's why Jesus had to come in, for the sin, because they sin, and it's fall on all of us. So the perfect love they had in the garden was no longer existed in the fallen world. Because in the world they ain't exist no more. That they ain't never talk about it. Moses. There was nowhere in the world after they had sinned. So they changed. It changed was immediately. So sooner they ate that fruit, they saw things change so quickly. So after they ate the fruit of the knowledge, the tree of knowledge, they realized they was naked. They realized they was nude. So Adam and Eve scrambled to cover themselves. So they realized they was in shame after they ate that fruit. Now they thought God was holding something back from them, and now they're scrubbing and trying to cover themselves up because they was ashamed. Because they acknowledged that both of them was nude. So they discovered that they had traded priceless treasures for an empty promise. From the Satan. Meaning that the devil promise was empty. God promised. I mean, the devil will promise something to you. But then after the devil gets you to do what he wants you to do, he gone. That promise is empty. So when the devil had her to eat the fruit, the devil's job was done, and the devil was gone. Now see, when the devil's job is completed, when he have you to do what he wants you to do, he gone. He gone. He ain't gonna be nowhere in the garden. He gonna run around and try to find you somebody else. You know, so beware of discontent. Discontent is a feeling that you will react on, like Eve. Eve had a feeling because she just kept on wondering. She kept on wondering if God holding something back. You know, so we all face the temptation to believe there is something better out there. When God tell us one thing, don't go and try to get answers from somebody else and think it's something better. Because if God tell you one thing, His way gonna always be the right way. So when we accept that thought or belief, like Eve did, the devil will use devil was used to write, uh, will be in the devil's right hand, the pawn in his hand. So once we accept the devil invitation to sin, the devil will have us right in his hands. He will have us right in his hands, right where he want us at. Because see, our mind is the main thing that the devil focus on. Because if he could get in your mind, he got you. Just like he did Eve. He got Eve. The devil put that thought and that unbelief in her head, and Eve ran with it. The whole day, she just drilling on it. So she finally running off from her husband and found the servant, and she decided to eat the fruit. Because see, that's how the devil will get in your mind. That's why you have to control your mind, because that's the first thing the devil tries to get. The devil been trying to get me for the longest. And the devil tried to tell everybody else, oh, she's slow. And everybody see how smart I am. I'm very smart and intelligent. But you let the devil think you slow and put them thoughts in your head, you will automatically think you slow, that you can't catch up. He put that in Eve's head. And all Eve did what had contentment, discontentment. She had a feeling. She had a feeling, well, maybe God is holding something back from us. And the devil will have you thinking that. But you have to rebuke the devil. You have to rebuke the devil, because the devil will use, the devil will have us in right upon his hands. Now you remember the devil tried to tempt Jesus. Now Jesus told the devil, you get behind me. Because Jesus already knows the devil don't own nothing around here. God owned all this here. God created this world, not the devil. And see, Eve had to realize that, but it was too late for her to realize that God created this earth. God created her, through Adam. God created the animals. God created everything. She should have did her research, and she should have realized the devil don't own anything. Now, the devil can make promises to you that he cannot keep. Now, the promise he did to Eve was very empty. And after he got her to do, after the devil had them to be separated from God, then the devil took off because his job was complete. Now, the one who give us our deepest empathy and security, life on earth, nothing and no one apart from God. Now see the downfall that Eve did. God still loved us. He still wanted us to exist. But God came with another plan that he knows gonna have his son to step in and save us from the sin. You know. And so from God can satisfy the aching vacuum in us that caused by the fall. So God still love us, even though Adam and Eve did the downfall of sin. You know, so only Jesus' love can fill the gap between what is and what was meant to be. So he had to send Jesus down here. Jesus was a very lovable person, a very good person of a seed. Jesus was the seed that God sent down here to spread that word around, and also he had multiple purposes. And also came down here to sacrifice himself for the sin. Because you remember back then we had to sacrifice animals and all that when you sin. And you had to keep doing that. Kept killing God animals. So God wanted them to keep on killing his animals and stuff. God loved his animals. He created the animals along with human beings. So that's why he had sent his son down here to do to be the sacrifice for sin. So you won't have to keep killing his animals. So God loved his animals. He created animals along with the human beings. And we had to keep on killing the animals every time you sin. So we can never return to the garden. We can never return back to the garden. They messed that up. That garden was paradise. Paradise. But believe in Jesus. We can't go to the garden, but believe in Jesus. Now Genesis chapter 3 and 6 say, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. And she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it too. So paradise was innocent. You know, that paradise was innocent. That was like heaven on earth. You know, It was a paradise. It was innocent. You walk around nude until the serpent enticed them to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. You know, so their punishment from God, from being disobedient, God banishment them from the paradise. He told them they had to leave from the paradise. He told them, be fruitful and just get out this paradise. You don't deserve to be in this paradise because you disobey his commandment. When he said, it's a forbidden fruit that I do not want y'all to eat off. And you ate it off anyway. So both of them, they were exiled the out the garden, and they had to make, they were blessed. They had to want for nothing. They had to want for nothing at all. All they had to do was obey God's command when he said, do not eat from the forbidden fruit, you know. And so she let the servant put that thought in her mind, and she ran on a fear. She had a feeling all day long until she decided to take the servant on offer. Okay, she decided, because she just kept on wondering, oh, what God is hiding from us? Why we cannot eat this fruit off this tree? So she was just wondering. She just had that thought, and that's why you cannot have that thought in your head all day long. We all get that thought, but you got to rebuke it, and I always change the gears on it. I just start thinking of something else, because you cannot hold that thought for a long time like Eve did, because you will run on that thought. You would run on that thought. You would have that feeling, and you would keep on guessing yourself. Well, why God don't want us to eat this food? What he holding back? So something, she just kept questioning herself. And if you keep questioning yourself, keeping that thought in your mind, sooner or later, you're going to run on that fear. That's why they say a lot of time, whatever you have on your mind, it will come out your mouth. So that's why they said don't never be content on your thought. And I'm trying to do that my own self. When I have these thoughts, a lot of times I catch myself, and I hurry up and change gear. Eve didn't do that. She kept that thought, she kept that feeling, and she ran with it. Cause see, I ain't gonna let the devil put no thought in my head. I ain't gonna let the devil have me to straight away or do nothing that I'm not supposed to be done. You got to be like Jesus. Devil, look, you get behind me. You get behind me, devil. You get under my feet or behind me, because you ain't gonna put no thought in my head and have me on a feeling on discontent. So I hope y'all enjoy this package, and remember, don't let the devil put no thought in your mind, and don't have that thought in your mind for a long time. Don't have a feeling. Because you keep that thought and that feeling in your mind, you're going to start guessing yourself. And you're going to be just like Eve. You're going to decide to do what the devil had put in your ear. So I hope y'all have a blessed night, and I see y'all in the next video.